This is where the Rams put on some muscle. It's their incredible weight room, and I have made it to Pine Richland after a long day of on the road. This is Coach John LeDonne. Before we go any further, tomorrow I'm going to be at the Larry Bruno Foundation. Frank Morocco, a legend in his hometown, of course, former coach, former player, went on to do amazing things in college football. As a matter of fact, in one game, he had 24 solo tackles. Pretty impressive, huh?
Very impressive.
Anyway, his whole family, his twin brother, love the LeDonne family. Looking forward to that tomorrow. But this is, again, how small of a circle it all is. So I'm making my way here to this beautiful school out in the country that is Gibsonia. And your dad played for Larry Bruno.
Yes, he did.
That's Christy, his father. That is what you call a coincidence. Also tomorrow, Chuck Winters, one-time quarterback for the University of Pittsburgh, Larry Bruno's nephew, and a name you're very familiar with, Dwight Collins, will also drop by, former Beaver Falls Tiger, University of Pittsburgh. How about this? He's a freshman at Pitt, Coach. And coming in at the same time, Hugh Green, Ricky Jackson, Moose Moss, Dan Marino. Pretty good company, huh?
Very good.
Listen, now let me praise you a little bit. 109 years this thing that is the WPIL championship has been going on. Only 15 other times have two teams gone against each other back to back. Peters Township got the win last year. They're going up against them this year. But you've been in this game 3 straight years. That's very impressive. So I guess this is where it all begins, right?
Yeah, I mean, it starts here once they get up to the high school level, but it all begins at the youth level here. All of our youth teams are very well coached and very competitive, so they start to learn how to win at an early age.
All right, somebody better get me some swag. I want a Pine Richland hat. I want a hoodie here. All right, so you had something really unique to say in the PG. All my notes are from Pittsburgh Post-Gazette. Thank you, Mike White. Thank you to the PG. For 40 years, you guys have been supplying me good stuff, and I appreciate it. People were talking about, the revenge factor last year, and you went, look, it's a different year. A lot of those kids have graduated. It's really a start point now. You've got to forget about that. And if you're caught up in last year, then you're really not prepared for this game. People need to realize every season is another reason to start thinking about here and now, because it's really a whole new group of people for the most part, right?
No doubt. I mean, there are some kids that played in last year's game, but every team is different. Every year there's a different makeup, different characteristics of a team. And, we have some individuals that played in that game last year that made some mistakes, some individuals that didn't make mistakes, but at the end of the day, the team this year got to line up and make plays.
All right, here's the thing, too. Defense, always been physical, even as a player back in the day, Robert Morris, Aliquippa. Only, 11.9 points per game, only 3 touchdowns in the last 3 games.
You said we got the 2 big boys in the middle, but everyone else is probably playing out of position. Like most of our linebackers are probably defensive backs. Our defensive ends are probably linebackers in a lot of situations. But here, we're playing to be fast and physical.
All right, Big Mac, as in Mac Miller, an exceptional wrestler, has got skills on the football field, too. I was talking to TJ Plack. One of the things that Carlton Hassel comes to mind, Pitt Johnstown wrestler. The thing that I remember the most, anytime a wrestler matriculates to a football field, especially at the next level, it's usually an interior line. What makes those wrestling skills work for him on the football field when he's running the ball? I got to believe it's the hard-nosed aspect of what he does.
Yeah, he's tough-nosed through and through for sure. He's the traditional old-school run-you-over type kid. He's not going to run around you. He's going to run through you. And, he takes that aspect on the wrestling mat as well. Anytime he goes out, he's very aggressive in attacks. And, he gets a lot of balance and vision from his wrestling skills.
The other guy, Aaron Strader, is a sophomore. Talk about him a little bit.
He's matured. He played, 13, 14 games last year. I had another 10 or 12 this year. So he got almost as many games as some juniors and seniors on other teams. But he's, matured physically, mentally. He's making the right decisions now. He's relying on his arm and mind more than his legs now. So he just got all around good player.
All right, Peters Township now. Mickey Vaccarello, a Stanford recruit, and junior Reston Lehman. 4 power colleges are looking at him. So how is it that you get them out of their rhythm when they've got that kind of talent at linebacker?
It's going to be tough. They got them 2 guys setting the edges. The interior guys are all covered up front, and they allow their middle linebacker just to flow and make plays. So we're going to try to put a hat on a hat and let Matt or Mac or Ubi account for the unblocked man.
All right, last thing, Nick McCullough, he's the big wideout, averages 20 yards a catch, about 48 catches this season. How do you maintain him?
We're going to have to put 2 or 3 guys over him to try to slow him down, hopefully not give up the big play. And then hopefully our other guys could rally to the football.
Listen, I know it gets tiring this time of year, but I want to take time to thank everyone. Obviously, the people who support this program and the school district teachers, administrators, a young lady of filming this video, social media people, and of course, cheerleaders, band, the whole works, the parents. Let's throw them some love. Go ahead.
Yeah, appreciate it. You know, we got a big community here that's behind our guys, and there's a lot of people in the background that don't get enough credit for what they do. So we appreciate it and thank all of them.
When you think of this thing going on for over a century, this WPIL championship, it all comes down to these quarters of football at AccuSure, 8 o'clock, 5A championship, KDKA Saturday night. It's still a rush, is not. It's a thrill, is it not?
Oh, no doubt. I mean, there's a lot of excitement. This will be my first time coaching in a championship game at AccuSure. It, adjusts changes our pregame schedule, our pregame routine and whatnot. But I'm excited for the kids to get to play in an NFL stadium.
Listen, closing Friday night, we got Central Catholic coach Laymeyer, who actually was an assistant here at one time. Great quarterback mind, has done amazing things with Central Catholic. Got that big win against NA to claim his first WPIL championship. They move on in the PIAA. That's Friday night. And then we tip it off early on Saturday with that kickoff game at 11 a.m. We just talked to Tanner Carey, the Fort Cherry coach, about Matt Sieg, that young quarterback going to Penn State, taking on an always tough Clareton team. 2A championship, Seton LaSalle, South Park. 3A championship, talked to Mark Lyons and Coach Juncor yesterday. Central Valley and Avonworth. And what a day it's been. Peters Township, and finishing with one of my all-time favorites, part of my neighborhood at Beaver County Connection, of course, Aliquippa's own John LeDonne. Pine Richland, Peters Township. Final game, Saturday night, championship Saturday. Dan Zangrilli on the call, Mike White, all of them, the coach Johnny Lee. Make sure that you're tuned in. And I, of course, with those Coombs Quality Food Sports Reports to kick things off Saturday morning, of course, results Sunday morning, and we talk everything in the world of sports on the Coombs Market Black and Gold Sunday show right after local news at 11. Remember, there's always more sports at 937thefan.com. Good night. All right, man.